Hello everyone, I am the Southern Aviator and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are here at Belfast Aldergrove International Airport. We'll be heading over to Edinburgh, just across the Irish Sea in Scotland. Hope you enjoy the flight today. And yeah, we're in the original Easyjet colours of this Airbus A320 aircraft, brought to you by FENIX. Once again, I've shown you this aircraft before in this on this channel, but it is a brilliant aircraft. Love to fly it. It's my favourite aircraft to fly in. So yeah, really nice scenery from Easyjet. I can't remember. I think it is. Really good scenery. We've got some highly detailed interiors. Got a cafe, got a lounge, very nice for all the Easyjet passengers that would love the executive feeling of the lounge, if you really want that. WH Smith for the rest of us, yeah, lovely stuff. KFC and Burger King, and even on the departure boards, have we got a Edinburgh flight? We do. It's delayed. Not very good. Well, hopefully today we won't be so delayed. Actually, I'm not sure. We might be delayed, funnily enough. We'll have to find out. But passengers are just finishing off their boarding here. The aircraft should, inside in the systems, be boarded already. I don't really know why they've given us Swissport stuff when theoretically I think it should be Easyjet. But oh well. Never mind. We look past that. GSX is playing ball with this aircraft. I think I'm going to have to reinstall the PMDG 737 because it keeps on playing up. But yeah, over to Edinburgh we go. I've set up most of the stuff in the aircraft. I'm just going to chuck the altitude bug up to 25,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude for today, and get the seatbelt signs on, and we'll get the APU started as well. Let's try that again. Have to give it a couple of moments just before you hit the start button on the APU. So yeah, I'll just have a look at the flight plan quickly. Got a bit of a high pressure today as well. But yeah, we are pretty much ready because I decided today that I'd prepare everything because I'm really nice. Because if you really want to see the full cold and dark startup of this aircraft, you can check it out in one of my other videos because it is there, I'm sure. Flight plan. Anyway, straight out departure to Blacker, the Irish Sea, Tartan, and then we're going in from runway 24 into Edinburgh. So we'll see what happens there. But we've also got Peerage simulation, Peerage Dev Co. Scenery for Edinburgh as well. So it should be quite a nice flight today, and not too taxing. Should only take about half an hour in the air. So this should fit into one episode or video or whatever. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards, go on to arc mode again, and we'll just wait for the APU's already available. That's encouraging. APU bleed on, and that should get the air conditioning doing things, and I'll get the fuel pumps on already because why not? And apart from that, if I go to there, boarding is complete. Ground services, we'll check them out quickly. We'll get rid of the GPU, don't need that anymore. We should hear it. Yeah, there we go. Buses have changed over. Chocks and cones we don't need anymore, and we'll get the cargo doors shut when all of the cargo is boarded from GSX. How's it doing? Still got a couple more bags to go, but pretty much done. The stairs are pretty much done with, so we can get rid of them whenever really. So we've got the doors closed and latched in the cabin, just waiting on the cargo now, so happy days. Look at that. We're doing a nice kind of early evening flight today, late afternoon. It is currently setting into winter now here in the UK, and very cold, very cold. It's meant to hit about -1 degrees tonight, so for us here it is not the nicest weather, and this autumn has been awful weather-wise as well. Lots of stormy weather, but today looks quite nice. A lot of blue sky, and the reflections of the sim kind of reflect that really nice. I love the FENIX A320, brilliant. I actually haven't used this livery before. It's one of the ones that actually comes with the aircraft in the FENIX livery manager, but I usually go for the current Easyjet livery because it kind of fits in with all the other ones. But today I thought, yeah, why not? We'll go for a blast to the past with this one, only by about 5 years, but we moved past that. There we go. Okay, so the stuff is all boarded. We've got our alligators and strange cargo loads in our hold. Whatever we have that they've lugged onto there, probably just normal hand luggage, and not hand luggage, just normal hold luggage and baggage and stuff. Anyway, doors are shut, we're ready to go. Perfect. Let's get onto the GSX menu and start preparing for pushback and departure. I do want to request pushback. But yeah, ready to go apart from that, and all is pretty well. Recently, I did a flight from here at Belfast because I got the scenery very recently, literally a couple of weeks ago. I did a flight from here to Liverpool in the evening, and I've got some really lovely screenshots from that, so I'm hoping that I can get some good views this time as well. Got an A321 next to us. Must be quite new. Alright, happy days.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front.
So then, what are we going to do with our pushback? I'm thinking we want to go nose left, don't we? Technically. Yeah, we're going nose left. And if I botch that and we go the wrong way, then... oh well, never mind. We can sort it out. We can pop a 180 on the taxiway. Highly professional. It does happen sometimes though. The pilots do sometimes mess up their taxi routings and pushback directions and stuff, so still call it realistic. Just depends on how we go about it, really. Right, release parking brakes. We are ready to go. Parking brake released. Right, engine start. Engine mode selector can go to start, and engine 2 can start coming online.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust.
Right then, engine number 2 is looking pretty fine and all good, so we'll get engine 1 going as well. There we go, engine 1 mode select. Start switch, cut off switch, whatever. It's coming online.
And pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Right then, we need to set our parking brakes and then we'll be done with our pushback. Engines are available, so we can confirm a good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Right, unlocking the nose gear, and happy days. Ground spoilers armed, auto brake can go to max. Nose light I don't want to turn on before I blind the ground crew. Oh well, I've done that anyway. We move on. Right, APU can come off now. We are done with that, and flaps can go to position 1 where they will stay for takeoff.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Pushback is complete. We're just awaiting a hand signal from somewhere. Should be out from the right hand side, theoretically. Oh, they're just gone. I think they've just gone. They've left us. Oh, there we go. Hand signal. Right behind the pillar that holds up the windshield. Brilliant. Nose light to taxi. We are ready to go. Beacon light I should have turned on earlier. We don't talk about that. That never happened. And right, parking brake off. And we'll get taxiing to runway 07. I don't particularly want to do a Ryanair taxi, but I don't want to make this seem like an age, so I'll try and get up to about 20 knots on the taxiway. Don't want to do 30, because that'll be pushing it a little bit. There we go, there's 20 knots. Must say, this scenery is some of the best I've ever seen, to be honest. So good. They've gone into loads of detail on the ground, they've gone into detail on the taxiways, they've gone into detail everywhere. There's a military base just over here. They've even detailed that. In fact, they've got static AI for the military base, I think, as well. Zoom in. Yeah, there you go. Lovely. Don't want to veer too much around. Being a bit reckless on the taxiway here. Right, so we're crossing runway 17 now. Check the approach. There's nothing on the approach, and there's nothing on the runway. It's all good. Alright, we'll hold the aircraft just here and prepare ourselves for takeoff. We'll set the parking brake briefly. Takeoff config tested, we've got no problems apart from the fact that we just need to turn on the transponder to TARA. That's that sorted. Nose light can go to takeoff, runway turn off lights on, landing lights can go to on, strobe lights auto. Get the wing lights on as well for the sake of it, and let the cabin know that we're going, as if they can't tell. And we're ready to go. Parking brake released, and saying that the radar's not on, but we can't really do much about that because Asobo's weather radar is not in a good place at the moment. Kind of doesn't work. I don't know when they're going to sort out the weather radar, but I hope it's going to be soon, because then we can fly a lot more realistically, I would say. The weather radar is kind of important in actual flying, so yeah. Anyway, line up on the runway here. Got a V1 of 134, a V rotate of 137, so just keep an eye out for that. Nose down slightly, and we are ready to go. Up to about 40%. It's taking a slightly long time to stabilise. So let's see flex. There we go, it's all good. And flex SRS, runway auto thrust blue, or nav, same thing. Not quite. Airbus pilot heard that nav and SRS and runway are the same thing, then I think they probably have a bit of an aneurysm. Right, V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Alright, thrust climb, nav, fantastic. Let's try and keep it on the flight director here, and we can disarm the ground spoilers and think about putting the flaps up soon. Runway turn off lights and those lights can come off. Rest of it is all good. Right, here's 4,000. Stay on the flight director there. Airbuses are very strange to fly because whatever you do, the plane agrees with you, and it's quite scary sometimes. Because it always kind of tries to keep that 1G. So it does whatever you tell it to, which is nice in some ways. Makes it a lot easier to fly, considering you don't even have to trim. You can't. I'm sure you can. I can't move the wheel. Right, anyway, it's 5,500 feet. I'll get the autopilot on very soon. I do kind of want to hand fly a little bit, so I'll keep on hand flying until we get to about 10,000. No way. That is not saying that we're going to be at our cruise in 20 miles and descending in 30. I think it is saying that, to be honest. Get standard pressure, standard pressure. Once, twice, 3 times. Perfect. So we'll basically reach our top of climb at the top of the Irish, in the middle of the Irish Sea, and we'll be descending as soon as we hit Scotland, is the kind of feeling that I get looking at that. Anyway, lovely stuff. 7,300 feet. I think that is probably a good time to stick the autopilot on. I had to make barely any adjustment at all because such a pro pilot. So yeah, we've got what, 120 miles to run basically, give or take, which will take nothing in terms of time. Flaps can come up. I forgot about that. It's too busy hand flying the plane. There we go. Now skyrocketing up. Landing lights come off. Bit early. but oh well. And wing lights can come off as well. The lighting is so good, just when you look down from the clouds and the reflections on the metal, it's really good. So over there is Belfast itself. Got some port stuff over there, got a Titanic museum I think, because the port is where the Titanic was built. I just pressed a button by accident. Better not be the gear. No, it's not. Thank God for that. We're safe. Alright. Everything on the overhead is okay. Nothing to worry about. And 10,000 feet through. Saying 37 minutes total airtime. If I have a look at Volanta very quickly, it's going to say 22 minutes remaining, because this flight takes no time at all. Going to get up to 295 knots by the looks of things before we reach our cruise. We are not going to reach our cruising altitude in that amount of time. Interesting. Right. Top of... Hold on. That's interesting. Right. We've got a top of descent before our top of climb. Okay. I think I've managed to unconsciously absolutely annihilate the VNAV system, because we're meant to be descending like now, but we've still got 120 miles to go. We're only going up to 25,000. Okay, right. Flight level 170 for Tunso, is that right? Tunso where? No, that cannot be right. You know what? See if this changes anything. I might go for a direct to TLA. See what happens. Let's do that. Direct to TLA, and that will give us a very, very, very quick routing. Which means our top of climb and top of descent are all sorted again. Problem solved. It's just because there was a little flight level 170 altitude constraint at that Tulsa. Was it Tulsa waypoint? So I don't know why that's there when it's 80 nautical miles out from the airport itself. It seems a bit pointless to me. Seatbelt signs come off very, very quickly, and we'll have a look outside in a minute. That is a perfect view of the moon on a heading of what? A heading of something. 061 degrees? Pretty much. 061. Right. Take a look outside, shall we? Right then, so after a very, very short cruise, we've got about 10 miles to go before we reach our top of descent. I was worrying every time I changed the camera on that cinematic whether I actually had the time to do another one. So let's enter the destination data. I'll grab Volanta just to take a look. Edinburgh, QNH 1027. Temperature is 3 degrees, so pretty chilly. Winds are currently 0 degrees at 2 knots, so I'm assuming that's probably variable. And yeah, so just level flight level 060, and I'll have a look at the charts momentarily. Navigraph charts. 300. Slot that in there. And 3000 is where we need to be for ILS glide slope capture when we get to it. So yeah, we'll be descending very, very shortly. And very, very, very good flight. We set the altitude down to 3000 initially. And I'll hit the button just about now. Not open, we need managed, please. Don't want to be speed rocketing down at minus 3000 feet per minute. Particularly. The passengers certainly won't like that. Yeah, I'm just going to recapture that glide slope and we'll be on our way down. It's very clear. Another thing that I really, really like about the FENIX now, they updated the sounds a couple of updates ago. I can't remember how many updates it was actually. I haven't been flying on the sim as much because I haven't had much time with exams and things like that. But it was a couple of updates ago. They remodeled the sound system and it sounds so good. It sounds very immersive, very realistic. Props to the FENIX sim team. Really good. Okay then, Volanta is saying we've got 9 minutes to run. I disagree with that. I would say we've probably got another quarter of an hour to 20 minutes left to go. Just because this is giving us as the crow flies, and we have to get all the way round Edinburgh before we come into a landing all the way from the east. So we've got to kind of swing 180 degrees before we land. So it'll take a little bit longer than 9 minutes. But we've only got 45 nautical miles as the crow flies remaining. We're currently flying over the lakes, I think. Yeah, flying over the Lake District. Nope, we are not. Right, we are currently, my geography is getting progressively worse as we go. The Lake Districts are, the Lake District is south compared to this. We are kind of in the Highlands. There we go. Maybe not in the Highlands. Kind of in the middle. We'll stick in the middle and say the Pennines. Some mountain range in the UK we are currently flying over. Point it out to me, please. But it's towards the east of Scotland, southeast. No, southwest. Oh my god, I'm getting everything messed up now. Well, welcome to Oh my god, it's only 7 o'clock in the evening as well. Oh no. Glad I'm not on VATSIM, because I'm getting everything messed up. So, our routing today took a straight out departure out of Belfast, straight across the Irish Sea at the shortest point you could possibly go from, basically. From basically Bangor over to Scotland somewhere. And we were already halfway across Scotland, making our way down. Didn't take us long at all. Yeah, my geography has gone. I've got a geography exam tomorrow. That's not important, because for that I need to know about rocks and not about north, east, south and west, or anything relevant for that matter. I've got to talk about how rivers are made and stuff. Thrilling. Cannot wait. Best subject choice I made in my life. Yeah, sure, definitely. So we are currently just on the brink of our lower bracket for speed, which would not usually happen, but we're here. 237 knots ish, 16,000 feet, and we're still over this mountain range that I cannot for the life of me remember the name of, but that's not important. The sun is setting, it's looking quite nice. I always like sunset. Best time of day, in my humble opinion. And it lights up the orange of this Easyjet livery very nicely. I don't know if you could hear that. There was a car that just went past that had its fan belt dodgy. Sounded very, very squeaky. So then, that direct kind of saved us a lot of time and effort, because we would have been at this altitude about, I don't know, 40 miles ago. Yeah. So it saved us a lot of effort and frustration as well. We've got about 40 miles, just less, before we capture the ILS at 3,000 feet, which I've already plugged in, so we don't have to worry about that. Not on VATSIM today, as I said. I will return to VATSIM soon. I've just had a lot of other things to do and be busy and probably forgotten all of my radio stuff, which is not very good because I'm doing my PPL. So we move on. Is that the coast? That is indeed the coast. Jeez. Absolutely no time at all it's taken for us to get from Belfast over here. Another thing that I need to do, seatbelt signs on. Firstly, we've got a little bit of turbulence. Secondly, we are at 12,000 feet, so everyone better fasten their seatbelts. Plebs, sit down. We'll be down in an amount of minutes, which I could not tell you. 15:51, and it is currently 15:38. So let's just say 13 minutes. In fact, we might. Oh, what is up with the clouds? The clouds are having an absolute party down there. They keep on changing their mind. Are they going to be there or they're going to go? No one knows. That's nice for you though. That is a nice view. This is when the clouds despawn again. Be really annoying. Or not, 10,000 feet. Let's get the landing lights on before I forget about it. I was going to say we might be able to see the airport, but now that this cloud has just appeared out of nowhere, thin air, it's just spawned in. It's like the NPCs in GSX and every other game you could possibly imagine. They've nailed the sky colours, gotta say. I used to use a reshade preset, but I don't anymore because I've realised that this just looks better. Some people, in fact, use a really interesting reshade preset that is definitely suited to cinematics, but it looks purple. Like it tries to kind of increase the brightness of the sim, but at the same time reduce the saturation of it or something. Makes it look purple, giving it a purple tint to make it look grayer, which I don't really like, because purple doesn't look massively natural. So I gave up with the idea of using reshade presets and stuff like that, because I decided actually looks really good as it is. Oh, lag. Hello. It's only doing that because I zoomed in too far on the airport, so it's probably all spawned in now. Not a bad thing, because it might not kind of F me over when it comes to actually landing the plane, which has happened a few times. Got some wind turbines down there. In Scotland. I love a bit of Scotland. So I've got an altitude constraint at 7,000 feet. Probably because of the wind turbines and the hills and things like that, and probably some kind of noise abatement. But that will change very soon as we get to Tartan, at which point we'll start descending even further. Already at 210 knots, really slow. I say really slow, not that slow, but decently slow. Taking loads of screenshots. As I said, sunset is the best for photos, best time of day. In fact, best time of day in general, especially in hot countries. Sunset's really nice. Can't say that Scotland is a hot country in the middle of the winter, or actually for most of the year. They're usually the only ones in the UK that get snow. We just get rain and sleet and lots of disruption. As soon as one bit of snow falls here in the south of England, everything goes to shambles and no one knows what they're doing. Right, so we're 15 miles away from capturing the glide, hopefully, and the localizer. I'll turn the landing system on soon. It should be plugged into the right one because it's an Airbus and it knows what to do. Lovely views. Right, standard. Not standard anymore. 1027. Set. Once, twice, 3 times. And we're apparently straying slightly above our glide path at the moment. But that sorted itself out quite nicely. And there is the airport. Right, set the auto brake to low. I would go onto the iPad and do something to do with landing, but I don't know if it's that important because I know for a fact that we can make it on this runway without any worries. Runway is dry. Apply the METAR. It's 1 degree at this point in time. Low auto brake. Landing weight is... oh, I don't even know. Okay, we're not going to do that because I've forgotten my landing weight. Brilliant. We're literally 3 minutes away, 5 minutes away from landing. So I should have thought about that earlier. If it was a slightly more vigorous airport to land into, but it's Edinburgh, we're fine. There's the cool bridges and stuff. Nice. It's quite impressive how they've modelled it into the sim actually. They've modelled a lot, to be fair. They've modelled castles and all sorts in this sim. It's pretty good. Right, chuck the landing system on. And that's that. I'll chuck it on the other side as well. Brilliant. Does the terrain radar work? I don't think it does. Oh well. That's fine. I can't wait for Asobo to sort out the weather radar though. It needs sorting out. I need a weather radar. Right, radio ILS 108.9. Hoping that's the right one because my navigraph is now shut and I don't want to reload it. Signs are both fully on. Just noticed the no smoking sign wasn't completely on. Runway turner flights and nose lights can come on so that they're ready when we land. As for the rest of it, everything's good. When we land, turn the APU on and taxi over to the stand. Approach mode selected. And we'll just carry on with our descent. Slightly above the glide slope for the ILS at the moment, but we're not massively far off. He says, right, cool. We're going to go slightly below it, and then when we level off, we will be fine, because we'll capture it again. We just need to get down to 3,000, and then it go into altitudes. It's in out star now, that's not going to change. Right, glide slope is captured. Localizer we've got. Lock star. Fantastic. 2 whites, 2 reds. Really nice and clear day. Flaps 1. I might go landing flap 3 up. No, I won't. Because that's thinking too much. Performance. Config 3. 129. Gear down. Going too fast. Just need the next stage to flap. give us an overspeed. No, thank you. Oi. Flaps 3. It's a really late configuration, guys. I'm sorry for the unprofessionalism. Oh well. Right, here we go. Autopilot is disconnected. Manual flying. I've still got the auto throttle in though. I'll cut that as soon as we hit the ground. You can tell when I'm flying, can't you? Level it off. You can tell when the fucking sim decides to screw us over as well. Jeez Louise. That should be that.
$500.
Go a little bit to the right here. We've got a crosswind at the moment, a little bit of a tailwind as well, so it's not massively ideal, but it's nothing we can't handle.
Minimum.
Continue.
Light slope.
Yeah, it's fine. We're
40,
over the runway
30,
now, it doesn't matter.
20. Retard. 10.
Right, reverse screen, or not. Hello, auto brake. Okay. Right, 60 knots manual braking. That was interesting. I hate, the one thing about this sim that I hate is that it doesn't pre-render the airports until you're about 5 feet away. Literally. And I get very annoyed because the landing rate of that will probably be abysmal. Master switch on, APU start. Yeah, so basically, as far as I'm aware, the actual airport stuff doesn't get rendered in until you literally get there, and then it starts loading in all the little details and stuff. If it did that before, in like stages, yeah, there'd be a little bit more stuttering, but it wouldn't absolutely mug you off as soon as you get to the landing point. Touchdown zone freezes. Land freezes. For about a second as well, at least. Possibly 2. Anyway, we'll look past that. Landing system can come off. Everything else is fine as it is, I think. We'll clear all of the ECAMs. TCAS, oh my god, I'm all over the place with the taxi now. TCAS can come to standby, and we're not in a massive hurry to get back to our stand, but I will park up on one of the front stands because I feel like it. I don't really want to go any further than that. And I also bet that GSX is going to decide not to work on whatever stand I choose to go for. Actually, should I pre-plan that? I'm going to pre-plan that. Let's go to a gate. Or not. let's see what the... Oh, it gets better. Scripting engine stopped. So it's going to say that everything's too small, is it?
The chosen position is too small for your aircraft.
No, okay. Let's forget about that then. Oh, it's going to load it in anyway. Fantastic. I love GSX. Change parking facility to a gate 9. Oh, I don't know where that is. So give me a follow me. We want Easyjet, please. Where do I go from here? Follow me. Hello. I don't appear to have anyone to follow. Ah, here we go. Hello, sir. Going this way. Oh, was this it? No, that's gate 44, mate. Think you've gone mental? Unless I've just messed up GSX by just being here. I feel like the ground is made of like glue or something as well. Had to add a lot of power to get it to move then. There's something fundamentally wrong with my sim. There we go, it stopped again. Jeez. So go to 50% before it starts moving. Okay, right. Gate 5. Follow me is not very helpful.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Oh, I moved myself. Boom. Oh. Yeah, flaps full. Yeah, okay. Ground spoilers disarmed, flaps can come up. We will just wait for the flaps to come up. Master switch of the APU is on, APU bleed is on. We are ready to shut down the aircraft. Other than that, strobe lights off, wing lights off, taxi lights off, and that's pretty much done.
You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
Yeah, okay. Surely logic kind of proves otherwise. Okay. Engines coming offline. And the sun is setting on another cold winter's day here at Edinburgh. GSX, work, please, I beg.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
It doesn't matter. I want
Deboarding
deboarding.
requested.
I want deboarding now. Okay, Easyjet white logo. I'll give it orange. Orange is cool. Right, seatbelt signs can come off. Beacon light can come off. Theoretically I should have done that the other way around, but it doesn't matter. Right, here we go. Welcome down on the ground at Edinburgh Airport, where our destination is. I haven't really got much to add to that. Reached here in about probably 50 minutes or so. Pretty good going. Let's have a look at our flight review on Volanta to take a look at that. So block time of 36 minutes in the air, and total time of 50 minutes, so I was right, and the landing rate was a neck breaker, it was 300 feet per minute. yeah, I don't want to be stupid or anything, but I think that was probably the sim's fault. I don't want to play blame games with the sim, but I'm blaming it on the sim anyway, because technically 2 seconds stutter before landing is the sim's fault, not mine. So there we go, there's your answer.
Passengers boarding sign.
Passengers are boarding, so you are leaving now. Get out. Totally joking. Right. If you're still here, having told you to get out, then thank you very much for watching. I am apologising for the very infrequent uploads that I've kind of given you over the past year, 2 years, whatever. But I'm not sorry enough for that to change, so I'll see you when I see you next time. I hope you've enjoyed the last month's YouTube videos. I hope you've enjoyed this month's YouTube video. There might be one next month, we'll see. There were 2 last month, so I might give myself a break. Only joking. I'll see. We'll work it out at some point. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have enjoyed this kind of quick stuff without the cold and dark startup and everything, just getting on with it and flying the plane, do let me know. If you'd rather this or what we had before with cold and dark, I'll mix between the two, but I feel like this one you'll probably enjoy more because it's slightly shorter and I'll take up most of your time. I'm going to stop waffling, talking and wasting time. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one where I'll be flying somewhere else in the world in a different plane, maybe different day, different time. But yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.